Here, the day-to-day apologist. Welcome to part 2 of my history of Halloween, a brief summary. If you haven't had a chance, make sure you go back, check out my first part, as I talked about the beginning and the origins of Halloween celebrated by the Celts, also called Samhain. Now, in this part, we're talking about the change and the impact that the church had on Halloween. Now, for those of you that don't know, the early church started in the Middle East, and in particular Israel, and spread out throughout the known Roman Empire. Well, Rome owned most of the known world, so that's why it was throughout the Roman Empire. Now, the Romans did not take the Christians too kindly. They called them pagans because they worshipped one god, not multiple gods, and wouldn't bow to Caesar, who they believed was a god, and said, hey, these Christians, they won't bow, so we got to get rid of them because they're causing issues. So a lot of Christians were martyred by the hands of the Roman Empire. But over time, the Romans would slowly be swayed and impacted by the impact of the gospel message and the willingness that Christians were to lay down their lives to share a message of hope, peace, love, and grace. Now, by the 9th century, most, if not all, the Roman Empire was already, if not being converted, was slowly beginning to be converted into Christianity. The Roman Empire headquarters, Rome, was becoming a centralized location for the Christian church, and they were sending missionaries everywhere. And by the 9th century, they were sending missionaries and emissaries of the gospel to Celtic regions, Ireland, United Kingdom, and northern France. And during that time, they saw that the Celts were very interested in the Christian faith, and they decided, hey, let's change their pagan ritual and make it into a holiday that celebrates and focuses more on the Christian faith. And that's exactly what they did in 1000 AD. They changed their original festive holiday, November 1st, into All Saints' Day, and November 2nd into All Souls' Day. All Souls' Day was meant to remember those that had died, and All Saints' Day was to remember those that were martyred during the times of the early church, especially by the hands of the Romans. It is widely believed that this was a move by the church to get rid of the pagan Celtic customs for good. So the celebration, what did it have? Well, it had parades, it had bonfires, and it had costumes. Oddly enough, though, they wanted to change, they kept some of the elements of their pagan rituals, probably to ease them into the idea of saying goodbye to the way they used to worship. And again, we need to remember the Celts were, for the most part, all right with it. So the costumes, let's talk about that for a second. The costumes, instead of it being animal skin and animal heads like they used to do, they dressed up in saints' costumes, angels' costumes, or devils' costumes. So in closing, All Saints' Day was originally known as All Hallows or All Hallows Mass. Sound familiar? It should. The traditional night of the Celtic church celebration, Samhain, was also called All Hallows Eve and would eventually be called Halloween. Interestingly enough, it was through this time and change that the Celts themselves would choose to get rid of all, if not most, of their pagan rituals with their celebration and would embrace this idea of All Saints and All Souls Day. I hope you enjoyed part 2. Make sure you check out part 3 that I'll be posting today. I will not be posting videos on Thursday because I'm posting videos today. 2 of them, in fact. So I hope you enjoyed them. Make sure you comment down below if there's any more information you want to share. God bless and have a great day.